Hi, I'm the Alloy Geek. This video is a tutorial for how to put a new window in your SciAps X-550 handheld XRF analyzer. You're going to find out it's pretty easy and there's just a couple of short steps, but I'm also going to teach you a couple tricks along the way to make sure that you're successful and your analyzer works as intended. Let's get right into it. So what we're going to do first is just take this unit apart a little bit. I'm going to actually take the wrist strap off. You can do that by just sliding this out. This makes things easier. Okay, set that aside. I'm going to take a battery out of the unit. I'll set that aside as well. So what that's going to do is that's going to give us access. We don't want this unit to be powered on when we're working on it, and all we're going to need is a Phillips screwdriver about the right size. So the first thing you're going to do, if you have a nice clean surface, you're just going to turn the analyzer up like this. I'll show you guys here a nice close-up what this looks like. Essentially that little film there, that plastic film, is what we're going to be changing. Down here is actually the camera, so we're not going to touch that, but right here, that little in the light, you can see that film, that's what we're going to be changing. So I'm going to set it on the back, which will be a little bit at an angle. It's actually better that way because what you don't want to do is drop anything inside of that, and you'll see that here in a second. So let's undo these screws here. Okay, there you go. I'll show you here. So now these screws, they don't come out of here. They're still stuck in there, which means you're not going to drop them or lose them. Now, this leaves your analyzer pretty exposed, and you can see the interior there. One of the nice things that SciAps did is there's a nice little embossed, you can see it here, this little rectangle, and that matches up right here. So you can see that the window part is on the top, the camera part down below here lines with the bottom, but even just gently fitting this together, I'm pulling on this thing pretty hard, it's not going to want to move. So that's how it's going to go back together, but let's get that window changed. So what we're going to do first is we need to remove this old window. So I'm just going to take my tweezer here and I'm just going to peel off the exterior, and you can see that it comes off pretty easy. We'll get as much of that adhesive off as we can, and there you go. There's the old window with a hole in it. I mean, I put the hole in it, but you can see that it's just a plastic scaffolding. So we'll set that aside. We can discard that later. Around the edge here, we want to make sure that any loose pieces that are still there get removed. This one should be clean enough for what we're doing today. Find a new window for your analyzer, and what you're going to do is you're going to just make sure that whenever you're touching this window, that you're always careful not to damage the inside plastic. You can see in the light that this window is intact. It means it's not ruptured, it's not dirty. In the center, there's going to be these tabs that you just peel away. All right. So part of the reason you want clean hands when you're doing this is because anything on your hand is going to stick to that adhesive, and that is going to impact your results. So we're going to take the faceplate, and this oval is just going to align right with the window change, just like that. We're going to stick it on there, and we're going to kind of rub our finger around the outside, being careful not to rupture that window. Now you can see we have a new window in place, but look at the other side. You can't see that thick border, right? The border with the adhesive. That's important. The window, now generally you're only looking at 6 to 8 millimeters for an X-ray beam, but we want to make sure that we have as clear a shot as possible. So that's it. Now we have to put the window back on our XRF. So we're going to bring our XRF back in, and remember, we have those nice alignment features here, and the screws are already in our plate. So we're just going to put these two together. You can see that emboss in that indentation, the rectangle here. Put those together. It's going to kind of lock in place there. And then it's a matter of just putting those screws back in. And there you go. So now your window for your SciAps X-550 has been changed. You can see it there in the light. Now you know how to change the window on your SciAps X-550. If you need more windows, you can find them on alloygeek.com. Thanks for watching.